Taylor. I really want to ride my bike because I want to join the older kids. So I practice with 2 wheels on the back of this bike. And then I practiced a balance bike with no pedals. And then I did this. And this is how I ride it.
Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Steve and this is the ABCs of life. Each week we're going to talk about a different topic and today's topic is perseverance. Perseverance is a really big word, but it means something really simple. It just means that we don't give up, that we have a goal and we try to reach that goal no matter how difficult it is. Because when we reach our goal, we're going to be so excited and so happy. Remember we just saw Taylor riding her bike? But Taylor didn't just learn how to ride her bike by snapping her fingers like this. No, she had to learn by doing all sorts of things before. She rode with training wheels, and then she rode a balance bike, and now she can ride a bike just on her own like we saw. And that's really special. Do you think Taylor had a hard time learning? Probably. Maybe she fell down a few times and scraped her knee or hurt herself or was embarrassed. But that didn't stop Taylor. She just kept trying and trying. She was really doing a great job persevering. And I bet you might not even remember, but there have been lots of times in your life that you have tried really hard to do something and now you can do it. For example, walking. I bet when you were learning how to walk, you fell a lot. And imagine if you just stopped trying and you just sat there and you never learned how to walk. You would not be able to walk right now, but you persevered, you kept trying no matter what. There are so many things in our life that we have to persevere through in order to learn how to be really good at. Bike riding is one of them. I have more friends who persevered in order to learn how to ride their bikes. We're going to hear from Alexander and Charlotte and Arush and Brady.
I learned how to ride my bike with 2 wheels. I practice riding my bike. No, I ride my bike. I tried and tried, and I cannot do it, and so I learned, and I can try it now. I persevere to learn how to ride my bike without my training wheels. Practice, practice.
I am so proud of all of them because they kept persevering until they learned to do what they wanted to do. And I'm proud of you too, because I'm sure there are things in your life that you're learning how to do right now. And no matter how hard it is, no matter how frustrated you get, you have not given up, and that makes me very, very proud. We're going to hear from more children in a moment about some things that they're learning how to do. But before we do that, I wanted to read you a story that is a very famous story about a train that persevered. And the name of the story is The Little Engine That Could. Wally Piper wrote this story, and this version is illustrated by Lauren Long. The illustrator is the person who drew the pictures. The Little Engine That Could. Chug, 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 puff, 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 ding dong, ding dong. The little train rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy little train, for she had such a jolly load to carry. Her cars were filled full of good things for boys and girls. There were toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a baby elephant. Then there were dolls. Dolls with blue eyes and yellow curls, dolls with brown eyes and brown bobbed heads, and the funniest little toy clown you ever saw. And there were cars full of toy engines, airplanes, tops, jackknives, picture puzzles, books, and every kind of thing boys or girls could ever want. But that's not all. Some of the cars were filled with all sorts of good things for boys and girls to eat. Big golden oranges, red-cheeked apples, bottles of creamy milk for their breakfasts, fresh spinach for their dinners, peppermint drops, and lollipops for their after-meal treats. The little train was carrying all these wonderful things to the good boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed along merrily. Then, all of a sudden, she stopped with a jerk. She simply could not go another inch. She tried and she tried, but her wheels would not turn. What were all those good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain going to do without all the wonderful toys to play with and the good food to eat? "Here comes a shiny new engine," said the funny little clown who jumped out of the train. "Let us ask him to help us." So all the dolls and toys cried out together, "Please, shiny new engine, won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us." But the shiny new engine snorted, "I pull you? I am a passenger engine. I have just carried a fine big train over the mountain with more cars than you've ever dreamed of. My train had sleeping cars with comfortable berths, a dining car where waiters bring whatever hungry people want to eat, and parlor cars in which people sit in soft armchairs and look out of big plate glass windows. I pull the likes of you? Indeed not." And off he steamed to the roadhouse, where engines live when they're not busy. How sad the little train felt, and all the dolls and toys too. Then the little clown called out, "The passenger engine is not the only one in the world. Here's another engine coming, a great big strong one. Let us ask him to help us out." The little toy clown waved his flag and the big strong engine came to a stop. "Please, oh please, big engine," cried all the dolls and toys together. "Won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down and the good little boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us." But the big strong engine bellowed, "I am a freight engine. I have just pulled a big train loaded with big machines over the mountain. These machines print books and newspapers for grown-ups to read. I am a very important engine indeed. I won't pull the likes of you." And the freight engine puffed off indignantly to the roadhouse. The little train and all the toys and all the dolls were very sad. "Cheer up," cried the little toy clown. "The freight engine isn't the only one in the world. Here comes another. He looks very old and tired, but our train is so little. Perhaps he can help us." So the little toy clown waved his flag and the dingy, rusty old engine stopped. "Please, kind engine," said the dolls and toys together. "Won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good friends or good food to eat unless you help us." But the rusty old engine sighed, "I am so tired. I must rest my weary wheels. I cannot pull even so little a train as yours over the mountain. I cannot. And off he rumbled to the roadhouse, chugging, I cannot. Let's remember those words, because we're going to see something totally different soon. Then, indeed, the little train was very, very sad, and the dolls and toys were all ready to cry. But the little clown called out, "Here's another engine coming. It's a little blue engine, A very little one, but maybe she'll help us out. The very little engine came chugging merrily along. When she saw the toy clown's flag, she stopped quickly. "What's the matter, my friends?" she asked kindly. "Oh, little blue engine," cried the dolls and toys. "Will you pull us over the mountain? Our engine has broken down and the good boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat. Unless you help us, please, please, please help us, little blue engine." "I'm not very big," said the little blue engine. "They use me only for switching trains in the yard. I've never been over the mountain before." "But we must get over the mountain before the children awake," said all the dolls and toys. The very little engine looked up and saw the tears in the doll's eyes, and she thought of the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain who would not have any toys or good food unless she helped. And then she said something very important I want you to listen to. Ready? She said, "I think I can. I think I can. I think I can." Remember when the rusty old engine said, "I cannot, I cannot, I cannot." Now, the little engine that could is saying, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." And she hitched herself to the little train. Do you think it helps to think that we can do something before we try it? It does help, you're right. The little blue engine tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged, and slowly, slowly, slowly they started off. The toy clown jumped aboard, and all the dolls and the toy animals began to smile and cheer. Puff, puff, chug, chug went the little blue engine. And remember, the little blue engine kept on chanting the same thing. "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." Can you say that too? "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." Up, 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 faster and faster and faster and faster the little engine climbed, until at last they reached the top of the mountain. Down in the valley lay the city. "Hooray! Hooray!" cried the little clown and all the dolls and toys. "The good little boys and girls in the city will be happy because you helped us, kind little blue engine." And the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say, as she puffed steadily down the mountain, "I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could." And there's a little blue engine celebrating at the end. Isn't that such a great story about perseverance? It makes such a big difference if we believe that we can do something and we keep trying. A lot of times we'll be able to do that. Let's hear from my friend Hannah, who's going to tell us about something she's been practicing to do.
"I'm Hannah. I want my name." And she practiced.
I have known Hannah almost her whole life, and I've seen her as she's gotten better and better at writing her name. She's taken a lot of time practicing, and now she does such a great job. And soon, she's going to be reading. Speaking of reading, my friend Anvi wants to tell us about how she persevered to learn how to read. Let's listen.
I was reading books. I couldn't tell the words. So then I learned phonics, and slowly I got it.
I am so proud of Anvi for persevering through as she was having trouble learning how to read at first, but she got better and better and better by trying. She kept trying and practicing. Let's see what Parker has learned how to do.
I realized how I learned how to put on the things.
Awesome job, Parker. I wanted to say thank you to all my friends who shared their stories of perseverance for us today. Thank you to Taylor and Alex and Charlotte and Arush and Brady and Hannah and Anvi and Parker. It was great to hear their stories. And I would love to hear your stories too of things that you've persevered through and learned how to do. I want to say before we say goodbye, I want to say no matter what happens, no matter how hard something is, no matter how discouraged we might feel trying to learn how to do something, no matter how many times we might fall, that I encourage you to stand back up, wipe yourself off, and keep on trying, because you will be happy that you did. Here are some smiling faces of people who are happy that they kept persevering.
Hooray! I can do it!
Alex, can you tell us one more time what we should do in order to become good at something?
Practice, practice.
Thanks, Alex. Well, that's the end of today's episode of the ABCs of Life with Mr. Steve. I'm Mr. Steve. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you keep on persevering. See you next time. Bye.